So we're going to get back to the basics here on how to do some things. Since I don't have a vehicle right now, again, I have to laugh at life. I'm going to show you how to do something really great. Like, I don't know what's going on with this plant. I started it from a cutting, and it's a Christmas cactus. So this just broke off even. Well, this Christmas cactus is from a cutting I have when my great aunt, my grandmother's sister, lived here and helped her out. She had one that was over 100 years old, and the same thing happened. So she was going to throw it out, and I said, "Don't do that." I said, "I'd like to have a copy of that." So I'm going to show you how to do that. And this is exactly what you want. You want it to break off kind of like that. You're even better off if you have a piece of the leaf right here, where it's like right about below it. But this will still work. It should work. This is very simple. I want to have a good rooting medium, nice sized pot like this. Probably should put a little bit more dirt in here. But I used organic potting soil, rooting soil you can get, but I just mixed my own. One of my secrets to doing this is I add vermiculite, about 1/3 vermiculite in this soil. It holds a lot of the moisture in, and that's really what you want with a cutting. So I'm gonna stick it in there, but first of all, I'll take it over here, and I have some honey. Some nice, rich organic honey. It's a little sticky here, but I want to really coat the bottom of that. See? What this is going to do, it's going to add sugars. And honey is also an antiviral, antimicrobial, all that. You can eat honey that's in the pyramids. That's 3,000 years old. So it does not let bacteria grow, and it's a good rooting hormone. So I have it coated somewhat like that. Then I take it back to the pot. Now, I could just stick it in, and it'll work. But I want to do something a little different here. I want to take a knife, and I want to make a little indentation here, because I have the honey on it. Just set that to the side. Place it with at least that much up to the next node in it. Kind of pack that around. Get this soil nice, and you want it to be loose, but you don't want any air pocket in there. You want it to be wet for the time being when you first stick it in, because you're putting the plant into shock. But really what it's doing, like on the end, on the other side, it has already, as it broken off, because it did under its own weight, it's created a seal and healed itself over a little bit. And this is how these plants in nature recreate themselves. They grow very long, and they get these places that break off, and hopefully where they land, they can root themselves and propagate. So I'm going to pat this all down, this soil real nice. If I want to do it even better, I can put a little layer of sand on top of this. And what the sand will do is keep moisture in the soil. But because I use vermiculite, I really don't need that. Vermiculite will hold that in. Now with the Christmas cactus, I can't emphasize enough, this is going to take a long time to happen. Ideally, if this happens, you'd like to have about 3 of these cuttings, because they might not all root. But in my experience, every one I've ever done is rooted. I've had 100% success rate with these, which is pretty rare for a cutting. But Christmas cactus is a pretty hardy plant. And to show you what this came from. This is the cutting I took 3 years ago when my great aunt gave me one. And really all that I had was a node like this. Just 1, 2, 3 little pieces. You want to have at least 3. But you see this is starting to bend over. I'm not overwatering it. There's places where it's cracking right here. It's what it's naturally supposed to do. It's going to break off. You're going to lose pieces, and you can propagate them. This particular one does this a lot. My great aunt told me she had hers in a really high planter so that it wouldn't do this as readily. But she still had pieces that fell off. This thing's got absolutely crazy. And it bloomed so much this year. So that's how you really want to propagate a Christmas cactus. I should move this to a bigger pot. But when these break off, let me tell you something. They're going to break off like right here. You're going to say, oh no, it died. It can die. If you see it turning red, you know it's getting too much sun. But this is really ideally what you want. You don't want direct light. But where these do break off, you'll see you get like two that come out. And it's going to be a fuller plant eventually. And you're going to get this woody stalk anyways. So it'll all work out. But this is a plant right here. That's where that piece came off of. That my great aunt had. Her mother-in-law gave her. And for the past 100 years at least that I know of, it's thrived really well.